Hello students, hope all are doing well. So here again I'm with you all people with the second chapter of civics. So let's begin with the political science second chapter. So class 9 chapter 2 from NCERT Constitutional Design. So here we are going to study the democratic constitution in South Africa. Why do we need constitution? Making of the Indian constitution, guiding values of the Indian constitution. So these are the key points that we are going to discuss inside this chapter. So let's begin. Now what is constitution? Constitution is a set of written rules that are accepted by all the people living together in a country. It is a supreme law that determines the relationship among people living in the territory and also the relationship between the people and the government. It generates a degree of trust among the people. It specifies power of the government, that the government should be in the limit. The power should be limited by the government. The power sharing, like we follow the federal form of the government, where the government cannot act as a dictator. It limits the power of the government and ensures the certain rights of the people. The Constitution also gives certain rights of the people which are to be enjoyed by each and every citizen. Now, why do we need a constitution? Why we always talk about the constitution? What are those set of rules and regulations? Why they are in written form? How they are giving you the rights that you people are enjoying? Let's discuss. The constitution is the only way to build and maintain the trust among the different groups of the people having different opinion and interest. This has to be written down and some rules that everyone should obey. And it is necessary to limit the power of the elected government too, so that he should not act as a dictator. These rules safeguards the rights of the people. Now struggle against apartheid in South Africa. South Africa. White people used to rule over here, and there was the system called apartheid. Apartheid, where there was a lot of discrimination among the whites and black. Now how the people were suffering in apartheid system? Black people were not allowed to enter the colony or the places where white people lives. They can only enter it, they are permitted by the white people. When they are permitted by the white people, only they can enter those places. They followed segregation policy, where the black people were completely separated from all the public places like toilets, beaches, etc. Even in the trains and hospitals, they were not allowed. Both the people, that is the black and the white, had different churches. They were not allowed to make any groups, communities or association who the black people, not even protest against their treatment. So there was once person who has protested against the black people, that was Nelson Mandela, but after that he was sent to jail. Blacks were not allowed to vote in South Africa. So they were treated very badly by the white people, but still they did not lose hope. Though they were jailed and killed, but still they did not stop to protest. There was one party made by them which headed their protest, and which party was that? The African National Congress. Some white people even were with them, those who protested with them. This protest ran for many years. At last, the white people raised their hands by seeing the protest of the black people and declared them democratic. And today they have their own constitution. But it was not so easy to make the constitution in South Africa. Now, after removing the discrimination and after being free from the white people, now they have reached towards a new constitution. So, as the protest against the apartheid increased, the racist government, that is the white people, realized that now they cannot keep these black people any more longer under their control. So they said that now you are free from us. You are free from the rule through the repression. They changed their policies. Now the ban on the political parties were removed, and even the media, the restrictions on the media were lifted. Nelson Mandela, who was arrested for the protest, was released from the jail after 28 years. So finally, at the midnight of 26th April 1994, the Republic of South Africa was born. The blacks forgave the whites for whatever the atrocities were done by them when they were in the power. Both the black and white decided to have a new South Africa based on equality, no race discrimination, social justice, and human rights will be given to each and everyone. They came out with one of the finest constitution. It gave us to its citizens the most extensive rights available in our country. It inspired democrats all over the world. The most undemocratic country is now seen as a model of democracy. The Preamble of South Africa. Now, the Preamble of South Africa was made after the 2 years of the discussion and debate. They came up with one of the finest constitution of the world. This constitution provides them with all the basic rights and equality of the country. Before making the constitution, everyone was taken into consideration and then made a law. So till today, they do enjoy the equality and are living happily. The preamble of the South Africa starts with, "We the people of South Africa." They recognize the injustice of our past, honor those who suffered for the justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. We therefore, through our freely elected representative, adopt this constitution as a supreme law of republic. Now let's see the Indian Constitution. What was the challenge faced by the Indians while making the Constitution? People in India were of different caste, religion, and tradition. After independence, we faced the problem of partition on the religion basis, which led to many lives. In India, there was a monarchy rule, and when the Britishers left India, they asked the king to sort out their problems and join which other countries they want to, whether it is India or Pakistan. Though the constitution was prepared, but still there was no equality among the people. Even the people who were making the constitution feared that whether they will accept the rules prepared by us or not. Making of the Indian constitution or the formation of the Indian constitution, what are were the advantages? Unlike South Africa, Indian constitution makers had consensus during the freedom struggle itself about what a democratic India should look like. They were dreaming that how the democratic India will look like after getting the freedom from the Britishers, how they are going to make the India, how beautifully the India is going to look alike. So they were dreaming of it. So the makers were very clear with the concept of constitution, and when the Britishers were ruling here, they were clear that what the people of India wanted. So in 1928, Motilal Nehru drafted a constitution with some basic points about the right to vote, equality. During the British period, some people were allowed to work under the British Parliament, and even the right to vote was given to them. The people who were working in the British Parliament, these people they got an experience and made the best constitution. Some of the rules of the Britishers were also adopted by us, which were turned to be the best for we Indians. We adopted many rules of the constitution from the various other countries after a deep study. The Constituent Assembly is nothing but the people who were involved in making the constitution. The people who were indulged in making up the constitution was elected by the people through elections called Constituent Assembly. And these were consisting of 299 members who were selected by the people. They worked on it for 2 years, 11 months, and 17 days. And finally, they formed the constitution. They drafted the constitution. The people who were elected by this for the Constituent Assembly, all the people were representing the people of India. The assembly was dominated by INC, that is Indian National Congress, but it had many non-Congress members belonging to different languages, groups, caste, classes, religion and occupation. The constitution does not reflect the view of its members alone. It expresses the aspiration of all the people. So while making the rules, and the need and care of each and every community was taken into consideration. All the religion was given importance while making the constitution. Each and every festival given the importance while framing the constitution. Every class was given an importance while framing the constitution. That is the reason why till today no one has raised any doubt on the rules made in the constitution. What is a preamble? A preamble is an introductory statement to a constitution stating the reasons behind the constitution and its guidelines. The following are some of the important guidelines that has been stated in our constitution. It guides all the articles of the constitution. It is the soul of the Constitution of India. It provides us to examine the law and action of the government and find whether they are right or wrong. It provides us all the values of the Constitution on which it has been built, like sovereignty, socialist, fraternity, federal, liberty, etc. Now, this is an example of a preamble of India and South Africa. How the Indian preamble begins with the "We the people of India" and how the South Africa preamble begins with "We the people of South Africa." So this is just an example that how the preamble of the South Africa and India starts and what are the rights that has been stated. It's an introductory statement of the constitution of both the countries. So you can just have a look and see that how it has been started and what all the philosophy of the constitution has been mentioned in both the preamble. So now these are some of the philosophy of an Indian constitution. Let's discuss one by one. We the people of India. This is the first statement of the preamble. What does it mean? It means that the constitution has been drawn up or enacted by the people. It has not been handed over by any of the king or any dictator. It has been made by the people of India. Now what does sovereign means? Sovereignty means the people have a supreme right to make the decision, whether it is on internal or in external matter. No external power can dictate the government of India. That means that no dictatorship now. Now the people have the supreme power in order to take the decisions. Then the next is socialist. Wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by the society. Government should regulate the ownership of the land and industry to reduce the social and economic inequality. Then comes the secular. Secular is nothing but the citizens have a complete freedom to follow all the religion, but there is no official religion in any of the state. Government treats all the religion, beliefs and practices with equal respect. Then the next is democracy. It is a form of government where the people enjoys the equal political rights and elect their representative. Then the next is republic. Republic is nothing but the head of the state is elected by the person and not by the hereditary position. That means that they have not hereditary became the king or a queen or a princess. They are elected by the people. Then justice. Citizens cannot be discriminated on the ground of caste, religion and gender. Social inequalities have to be reduced. Government should work for the welfare of all, especially of the disadvantaged group. Then comes the liberty. There are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizen in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. Equality, all are equal before the law. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended, that is, untouchability. The government should ensure equal opportunity for all. Then the last is fraternity. All of us should behave as if we are the member of the same family. No one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. We all are equal from the same country. We all are Indians. These are some of the important questions. Do try to answer it with the help of this PPT. So by this we have finished our second chapter, that is a constitutional design from your political science. Do revise the chapter and try to answer all the questions that have been given to you in this PPT.